Now, wildfires fanned by hurricane winds have devastated a popular tourist town in Hawaii, killing at least 36 people. A senator from the U.S. state said Maui had been almost totally burned to the ground. Maui's hospital system has been overwhelmed with burn patients and people suffering from smoke inhalation. There were reports early on Wednesday that some people jumped into the ocean to escape the faster-moving flames. The U.S. Coast Guard said it rescued at least a dozen people from the water.
Hi, my name is Mason Jarvie. Resident of Lahaina for about 18 years, and we just had the worst disaster I've ever seen. All Lahaina is burnt to a crisp.
I work on the Scotch Mist 2 sailing charter. Do 2-hour cruises out of the harbor, out of Lahaina Harbor, historic Lahaina Harbor, and I was the last one off the dock when the firestorm came through the banyan tree and took everything with it. And I just ran out to the beach and I ran south and I just helped everybody I could along the way. You gotta know when you can.
Now, President Biden said he's sending help to the U.S. state. Officials in Hawaii said the full extent of the damage may not be known for months. The island is a popular tourist destination and visitors have been urged to stay away.
Of 3 fires that have occurred that are continuing here on our island, we have had 13 evacuations from different neighborhoods and towns. We've had 16 road closures. We've opened 5 shelters, and we've, as a result of that, our west side of our island, Lahaina area was cut off. Only one road was able to be traveled in and out. Power was out to 2,628 vehicles customers. There was no power at our hotels or even at the shelters that we opened out on that side.
You know, the point is, a lot of residents in the state of Hawaii, when we are preparing for the hurricane, we expect rain. Sometimes we expect floods. We never anticipated in this state that a hurricane, which did not make impact on our islands, will cause this type of wildfires. Wildfires that wiped out communities, wildfires that wiped out businesses, wildfires that destroyed homes. We are learning and gathering information more and more, and we just feel so sad and just great sympathy and prayers out to the people of Maui, the individuals who are impacted. And Josh and I want to send our deepest gratitude to the mayors, both on Maui and the Big Island, for working so hard. Their teams.
Well, for more on these fire, let's bring in Arise US correspondent Eric Ham, who joins me live from Washington. Eric, good to see you. Now, bring us up to speed with the latest from Maui.
Yeah, it's a pretty devastating situation, and it's still unfolding right now. At this moment, we know that there are at least 36 people that are dead on the island. In addition to that, we know that firefighters and rescue workers are still feverishly to try to contain the damage, as well as try to provide some type of resources and help to the victims of this massive fire. In fact, we're told that the fire has spread to where it has destroyed so much of the island and that there's nothing left. In fact, there are some who've described the scenes there right out of a disaster film. So what we're seeing right now is smoke inhalation and just damage all across the island. We know from having spoken to one of the local legislators there that right now there is very little help, very little resources in terms of technology. In fact, there's only one area where we were told where we were actually talking to someone on the ground where they were just able to actually have conversation and they could actually get a signal to actually have a conversation. We also know that the situation in the fire raged so aggressively that many literally jumped into the sea to try to escape the devastation that took place on the island. And of course, as we heard from the acting governor, this all started from a hurricane that actually began to spread the fire, which is why the damage became so fraught and out of control and made it so difficult for firefighters and others to try to contain the situation.
Eric, how are rescue efforts going on?
Well, what we're seeing right now is as this fire, as it continues to unfold, we know that President Biden has already military aid to try to work on search and rescue and recovery. In addition to that, we know that the National Guard, as well as the Third Fleet of the U.S. Navy, has also been working with local firefighters to try to put out the fire from the air. The White House, we know, has sent in certain help, and we also know that FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, which typically deals with the aftermath of such devastation, we know that they are also waiting in the wings to provide assistance once it is believed the fires have been fully contained.
Well, North America has had a relentless summer, wildfires in Canada and scorching temperatures for much of the South. You and I have spoken about this for months. You've been covering this. Now, does this latest disaster once again highlight the effects of climate change?
It does. In fact, you're right. We have seen the summer of very startling and striking weather. And as you mentioned, we know that there were wildfires that were flaming in Canada that caused pollution and bad air all on the East Coast and into the Southeast in the United States. In addition to that, more than half the nation has already been grappling with record temperatures across the country. In fact, it seems every day new records are being set with triple-digit temperatures across the country. But now, of course, we see in the 51st state of the nation, these fires have pretty much devastated a major part. In fact, now tourists are being told to stay away. And so this is becoming an increasingly massive issue. And we know that this has been front and center for the Biden administration, address the issue of climate. In fact, we know President Biden has done a sit-down interview with the Weather Channel just to address and discuss this very issue. And so what we're seeing here is there is at least an effort by the White House to try to lead on this issue, even as we see rising temperatures in the sea, and of course, rising temperatures in the air, making for, of course, the perfect storm, no pun intended, of course.
Eric Ham, thank you.